subscribe to my Patreon for just $5 a month. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Hello, my loves. So today is a long-awaited book video. So I'm going to be reading a book, and we're going to do this every Friday. We're going to read a couple chapters from this book. So I love mystery books and crime and thrillers, so I picked Mastermind. It's a Mitchell Parker crime thriller, and this is book 1 by Helen Goltz. If we like this book, maybe I'll try to find the other books. But this is what the cover looks like. I'm gonna be reading it off my little tablet, so if you want to follow along, you can on I'm gonna put a link down in the description, and you can follow it. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, it says, dedicated to my mother and with since gratitude to Frances Praise for the ideas, research, and inspiration. Chapter 1. Special Agent Mitchell Parker had a clear plan. Get the security tape, get out of there, and get home in time for Inspector Morse. On television at 8. Crouching on an hanging bridge, spanning the middle floor of the university science block, Mitch silently cursed the architects who brought suspended walkways and wire railings would be already in the new science wing. It left nothing to hide behind and exposed him to his partner, Jack Jemanson, to the lab entrance and through fairs. Mitch flattened himself against the shadows of the bridge. At 6'2" with dark hair and an athletic build, he was a man who didn't spend much time in the shadows. His sharp blue eyes swept the area, landing on JJ. JJ, nothing here. Try the next level, he whispered into his throat microphone. The stocky JJ, 5 years older and a stone heavier, nodded and crawled out of sight. Mitch looked between their wire railings to the hallway entrance below. He saw one security guard at the front desk. His eyes traveled above the guard, finding the security camera that broadcast images to the desk monitor while recording them somewhere in the building. I want those recordings. Mitch glanced at his watch. It was nearing 7 o'clock. The night shift officer was due. Mitch, JJ broke his concentration. Yeah, Mitch whispered into the headset. Are you sure this is gonna work? There'll be 2 guards to deal with during the changeover. I know, he whispered, but they'll be talking, not watching the monitors. It's our best shot. Just find the room where the tapes are. I need them, and we're running out of time. Mitch stuck in the area. The walkways reminded him of the modern shopping centers designed to make you walk 180 degrees to get to each level. A pain in the ass, he thought. Okay, walk around or go straight up. Mitch jumped up, missed, and tried again. Grabbing onto the overhead landing, he heaved himself up, squatted, and did a quick renaissance. He saw lights on in one of the rooms. JJ, the large room with the lights on. That's gotta be the main lab. And bet the small room next to it's gonna be our tape room. He whispered into the mic. JJ came into sight from the opposite direction. He glanced through the glass strip on the door of the small room. Yeah, we found it, JJ confirmed. You'll have to pass the main lab or drop back down below and work in reverse. Too hard, main lab it is. Head count. Mitch watched JJ move closer to the main lab and glanced and moved back. 3, 2 males at the back, 1 female near the door. Mitch checked the coast was clear and increased his pace sideline along the lab wall. He looked through the glass strip and saw a female with long dark hair working inside. No one else was in view. He ducked underneath the glass and moved to the taping room. With a silent prayer, he access card in the slot of the door. The access light flickered to green, and he exchanged a quick look of relief with JJ. Mitch pushed open the door and entered the pitch black room. He reached into his vest for a small pen light, flicked it on, surveyed the room, and headed straight for the glass cabinet that housed numerous tapes, all dated and opened first try. He found the previous week's tape and set it aside. He stopped, listened, and following the whirring noise to the located tape machine. Shit, what's wrong? JJ's came through his earpiece. Tape recorder is 100 years old. Our blanks won't fit. He glanced and spotted some blank tapes still in their plastic wrappings on the counter. Make my day. Come again. Nothing. Problem solved. Let's cut the chatter. Mitch fished around in his black vest for a glove and put it on, being careful not to leave fingerprints. He grabbed a tape and unwrapped it, trying to minimize the noise from plastic wrapping. What the hell is that? JJ cut it. Plastic wrapper. Night shift arrived, JJ said. I can hear them talking. Hurry up, you got about 5 minutes. Don't sweat, I'm almost done. Mitch moved back to the tape machine. Just had a thought. What? Mitch asked, frustrated. Old technology. What if the monitors go black instead of relaying the hallway's feed line? Security, I led straight to the tape room. Great. Mitch positioned himself next to the recorder. Hurry up, what's taking so long? Shut up, for Christ's sake, I'm working here. Mitch took a deep breath. Okay, here goes. Stop recording. Eject. Tape out. New one in. Recording done. They waited a beat. All clear. Didn't even notice, JJ proclaimed. Excellent. Mitch stuck the tape and plastic in his vest. Picking up the tape he had set aside and pried open the door. He spotted JJ, who gave him the all clear thumbs up. Mitch closed the tape room door behind him. Less than 3 feet away, the main lab door begins to open. Oh no. Chapter 2. Little deep break here. If you're wondering how I like my tea, 3 sugars and a splash of almond milk. Chapter 2. Mitch flattened himself against the wall as the dark-haired female walked out of the lab and turned right. She headed straight for JJ. The bins, Mitch whispered into his microphone. He watched JJ grab the nearest garbage bin, pull out its lining, and with the bin under his arm and a bag of rubbish in the other, he nodded to her as she passed. She returned his nod and walked on. As she rounded the corner, he bolted behind Mitch. Man, now I'm the janitor. Step up for my current job, JJ muttered. Yeah, Mitch frowned. Close call, let's go. He led the way to the bridge. He heard the security guard's footprints approaching from the same direction. Too late this way. He tried the access card on the door, marked up Lab G, and it opened with the click. They slid in the door and locked behind them. They squatted beneath the bench in complete darkness. Smells like dentist, JJ said. Shh, stay down, he might come in. They waited, immobilized. Mitch wiped a thin layer of sweat from his forehead. The security's officer's footsteps drew closer. He stopped at the door, rattled as if testing the lock, and continued on. Mitch heard the security officer stop at the next lab and exchange greetings with the inhabitants. Then the footsteps began again, moving away. Mitch rose, pressed the lab door open a few inches, and glanced up and down the hallway. Claire, come on. He sprinted for the wire bridge and swung through the rails to the walkway. He landed with a soft thud, turned, and waited for JJ. Remaining low, Mitch led the way along the length of the hanging walkway to the emergency exit door less than 10 feet away. They made it out. Mitch scoped the new surroundings. It was dark, confirmed area that was fenced. Clear the fence and we're out, he heard her growl. But then again, guard dog, JJ exclaimed. Where is it? Mitch moved his head to the right and saw a sleeping Doberman no more than 15 yards away. 4 o'clock. Where did they get that? 5 years to the fence. Can he else. JJ asks, maybe. Okay, JJ, here's a plan. I'll drop a snack too. You're carrying doggy snacks. The Doberman growls. On the count of 3, I'll drop a snack and we'll bolt for the fence. It's that or hope Rover's friendly. Count it, JJ agreed. 1. The growling became louder. 2, 3. Mitch snapped, throwing beef pellets towards the dog without sticking around to see if the distraction worked. They hit the fence, found footing in the wire uprights, and hurled themselves over. Mitch heard a car start up. A black sports utility came into sight, and he had led the way towards it. He could hear the dog barking manically now. You know, JJ painted beside it. You might get home in time to see Morris. Nah, you know what it's like. Missed the first 10 minutes and you'll never catch up. Mitch raced the car and leapt into the front seat. Go! He yelled as he heard JJ slam the back door. Agent Ellen Bastogne took off of the sound of the dog's barking died away. Nice drive, Ellie. Mitch collapsed back into the seat. Just once, JJ complained. I'd like to do a job without a dog, a security officer, or some idiot not pursuit. Where's the fun in that? Ellen flashed a smile at him in the rearview mirror. Why couldn't we get a warrant and confiscate the tapes? JJ buffed. We acted on a tip. Mitch turned to look at him. If we confiscate the tapes at this stage, we close down anything that might be in progress. Plus, we do not know what we're dealing with. The guy at the front desk could be involved, or the guy who tipped us off. You're bleeding on the boss's seat. Clip the fence. JJ pulled a handkerchief out of one of his vest pockets and wraps it around his hand. Anyway, did you get it, Mitch? Ellen asked. Mitch patted his vest. Got it. Now let's see who's on it. Okay. Charlotte Curtis frowned at the black toast. Mitchell, she muttered, why do you always have to fiddle with the settings? G-slap jammed over the burnt toast and threw the knife in the sink. The chime from the wall clock announced 6 o'clock. Hour to read the file, get dressed, and get to the office, she thought. Never gonna happen. She stopped to listen, heard the tapping running, and left Mitch's coffee cup unfilled with her plate of toast, coffee, and the file. She headed for the warmth of the lounge room, falling into the cushioned sofa. Charlotte opened the file from the Child and Family Service agents. On a new client, Bradley James Parnell, and sighed. Counseling minors, not a great start to the day, she thought. The bathroom door opened, and she looked up at her roommate. Emerged in a smart black suit, crisp white shirt, and the process of doing up a blue pattern tie. What? She asked, noticing his grin. Have I got better? No, thy name is Beauty. Mitch placed his hand over his heart. Charlotte pulled her blue dress gown around and gave him a worried look. The kettle's boiled. She returned to her file. Absorbed in her paper shuffle, she inhaled Mitch's aftershave as she re-entered the room, and she looked up. Why are you up so early? A 7 o'clock meeting, he said, as he sat next to her with the cereal and yesterday's newspaper. Charlotte watched him as he read, his hands performing the reflex motion of a cereal to mouth. Every now and then he frowned. He looked up and stuffing another spoonful of Wheaties into his mouth, mumbled, What? Your hair is starting to cover the scar. Did you really shave it for the charity, or just to look tough and pull the girls with gang fights? With stories of gang fights? Hey, I only used the gang fight story a few times. The shark attack angle seems to be working better. Charlotte snorted. I know you for 3 years. I've never seen you even take a punch, let alone wrestle a shark. Besides, your face is far too pretty to have led a straight life. Handsome, not pretty. Anyways, I've been on the streets. My job is fought with danger. When? I thought you told me your FBI unit took a few photos on location and ran office-based passport checks. That's about it, but trust pencil sharpening machines. Mitch shuddered. Charlotte laughed. So how many nutcases are you seeing today? They're not nuts. They're normal people with problems. This kid, she held up the file, was a straight A student right up to 4 months ago, and now he's gone off the rails big time. Petty theft, alcoholism, bashing another student. He's hardly a nutcase. Charlotte stopped mid-sentence. You know, one day you might need someone to talk to, and highly unlikely, Mitch interrupted. I'm not into the put it out there kind of therapy. Speaking of getting over it, Lamb? I don't know how to say that name. So his name is Lang. Ran for you after you went to bed. Did he? Charlotte chewed on her fingernail. Why didn't you wake me? What time? Not long after Morris. I stuck my head in, but you were out of it. I thought it was over with him, he rose. Charlotte followed him into the kitchen. It is over, but I'd speak to him. Well, he said he'd be stuck in meetings all day and he'd go back later. Anyway, why do you care if I get up to talk to him? I don't. Whatever, I'm just the messenger. Did you talk for long? She asked. No. What else did he say? Nothing much. Honestly, you can be so exasperating. Mitch grabbed his coat and phone and keys. I know. Anyway, I'm off. Happy counseling. She followed him to the front door. Have a good high security day, she said, locking the screen door behind him. Charlotte glanced around the neighborhood while she waited for his car to pull out of the garage. With a wave, she closed the door and headed to the bathroom. The phone rang, and she retraced her steps. Hello, it's me. Mitch, sorry, I snapped at. No big deal, Mitch cut her off. Don't forget to turn off the heater. I won't. Will he be home for dinner? Don't know. Of course, depends on the outcome of this morning's meeting. She asked, knowing he wouldn't answer. Lawrence had caught fidgeted. He wasn't one for small talk after sex. Earlier, he had wined and dined her and put up with inane banter about a day in the life of a model and got him what he wanted by the end of the night. It was a fair trade in his mind. Now he had to get rid of her. Lawrence excused himself to go to the bathroom. Picked up the phone installed on the white tiled wall and called his chief of staff, Andrew Kenny. It was nearing midnight, but Lawrence's staff told him 24/7. Call me back, Andrew, will you? He didn't bother to introduce himself. Within a few minutes, the phone rang, and Lawrence faked an emergency. Sorry, lost my train here. We're on chapter 3, by the way. He begged forgiveness from what's her name, called a taxi, and hurried her along, saying all the right things. He saw her off the front door and headed for the slow shower, preferring to sleep clean and alone. He let the hot water stream over him and watched as it pulled at his feet. Dreading water, he muttered, that's what it feels like day in and day out. He turned off the taps, stopping to look at his reflection. One question came to mind. When was the last time I was excited by anything? Lawrence thought. He remembered the rush when he took over his father's global media empire after his old man died. He also remembered betting the hottest actress the same year and replacing everyone on his father's board with his own people. Buying his first Lamborghini was up there too. He realized those thrills were almost 2 decades ago. Dunning, Mike milked every high that could be had, except for Mastermind. He walked from the bathroom, grabbed the Mastermind file from his bedside drawer, and collapsed on the bed. He scanned the 6 entrants selected to play in this year's high-risk game. They were located in Munich, Tokyo, Monaco, Paris, Nevada, and Washington, D.C. Bring it on, he smiled. White with none, JJ handed Mitch a coffee. Thanks, JJ. What's the latest? He looked over at the executive director for the transnational chromium Smith held into it. Thanks, Sam. Mitch grabbed it, looking for somewhere to toss JJ's strong brew. Ready for another day of official non-existence and denial? Ellen greeted him. Mitch laughed. I like being deniable. Gives us scope. He followed his team into John's office and closed the door. What have we got? Good news and bad news, John began. The good news is we identified the people in the tape. The bad news is, as a result, we got one hell of a problem. John pressed a button that closed his office blinds and another to lowering your screen from the ceiling. He logged into his laptop, opened surveillance footage, and hit play. They watched as several figures came within sight of the university camera. He froze the video on a tall, gray-haired man in his late 50s. Johan Boyson, John announced, former chief executive officer of a large telco in South Africa. Former Mitch next. Yes, he stepped down last year and missed a controversy about misused funds. Nothing was ever proven. He's here on a tourist visa. Mitch scribbled down some notes, sightseeing around the university. That's a little different from most. Precisely. He got his fingers into something. The university are cash-strapped. They're contracting facilities out of hours in all facilities without any real security checks. The science lab is one of the most lucrative for private hires. I want to know what he's doing there. John continued the tape. This guy. He froze on an image of a tall blonde man who looked to be in his mid-30s. Nicholas Everett. Mitch said, surprised. Yes, Nicholas Patrick Everett. You know him. We were close friends at school and in the Air Force. He moved to the West Coast, and I haven't seen him for 7 or 8 years. He's flying for a courier company in Nevada. Don't know what he's doing in D.C. John honed in on the female. This is Maria Elena Diaz, a trader in antiques, jewelries, and fine art. She's a celebrity in the Venezuelan community and is well connected. She's a stunner, Samantha said. Yeah, and it hasn't set her back. She had her deals well funded. She was at the lab last night, JJ added. John closed the program and opened the blinds. A South African with a shady past, a former Air Force pilot, and a South American dealer meeting in a science lab at the university. What's the connection? Mitch asked. You tell me, John replied. Our sources have been watching Johan since he entered the country. When he visited the university after all hours and met with your friend Nicholas, we were alerted right away. That's it, all of yours. Mitch rose to the part, his team following. Mitch, John said, stopping him. Keep me in the loop. Mitch waited. Mitch paced around his sparse glass-walled office. He turned to his team, who sat waiting for instructions. Okay, Ellie and JJ head to the university science department and find out what inter-country science programs are running, if any, between the U.S., South America, and South Africa. Then start on work on Johan. Get me as much info as you can. Done, Ellen said. Stay in touch. Sam and I will be heading to the university admin to book some lab space and find out when the main lab will be available next. We'll try and get a room as close as we can to our comings and goings. Let's see what